Hi Royals, welcome to this video. Alright, so a Royal requested this video, so I'm trying my best to make it. They requested this. I'm gonna put a question. They asked how I came to America, for me to tell the story of how I came to America. First of all, I was trying to figure out a way to even tell this story. I was thinking of a creative way to do it, but I just couldn't think of any other creative way to tell this story other than just me sitting in front of a camera and just talking. So yeah, here it is. So once upon a time in a far country called Nigeria, a family lived there, a family of 6. Anyways, so a long time ago my parents had told me and my siblings that we were gonna go to America, but we didn't have a set date that we're gonna go to America. First of all, let me just say this. I have no idea of what kind of visa we came on and how everything happened, because I was 15 when we came to America. So all I'll be talking about is from my 15-year-old perspective. Okay, the real important details that I might be missing, I might not know those because I was not in charge of how everything happened. I didn't pay for the flight, I didn't pay for anything. My parents, wonderful parents, they organized everything and just took me and my siblings to America. So I have absolutely no idea the exact details how it all happened. So here is just from my 15 years old perspective. Okay, so my parents have always told us that we're gonna go to America. So I knew ever since I was very little that we're gonna go to America, we're gonna go to America, we're gonna go to America, but we never had a set date of when that would happen ever, until sometime, I don't know, I feel like it took, from my perspective, I feel like it took about 2 years or so to finalize everything and then have a date to actually go to America. Okay, because we had to get passport pictures. Oh my god, let me show you. I legit, like, when I went to my parents' house for my grandmother's birthday, I got my passport. I have 2 passports, and where's the second one? This is my very first passport, and when I looked at my picture, it's just like, oh my god, what the heck, I look so young. I was probably like, I don't even know, 14 or 13 when we took this picture. I remember what exactly I was wearing. Oh my god, I look so let me show you. That is what I look like. I remember wearing that outfit. Me and my twin sister wore the same outfit. It's one of our favorite pink dresses with a pink hair clip. And I remember when we all went to take our passport pictures, and it was a whole long process. After doing that, we had to pay all the fees for getting your passport and whatnot, getting approved for other stuff, and then we went for an interview. I don't remember exactly what kind of interview it was, but we went for an interview, and since me and my twin sister were underage, we could not represent ourselves during the interview. So I remember even my dad or my mom, one of them, talked on behalf of me and my twin sister, and then we got approved for whatever it is that we're getting approved for. I don't even remember exactly. Then blah 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 blah, we got a date. I remember when we all came home and we're like, we got approved for, I don't know, I think it was for a visa to come to America. I'm like, we got approved, like, yay! And my other siblings were slightly older then, so they had to represent themselves by themselves, and they also got approved eventually. And it was like, oh my god, yeah, I think we had like a wine little party, well, not alcoholic wine, like champagne, non-alcoholic drink party to celebrate. Yay, we're getting approved and we're going to America. Now all that's left is to set a date and start packing. So at this point now, I had to not tell any of my friends in school that I was going to America, and I actually stopped going to school because whatever. So I had to not tell anybody at all, which honestly I low-key kind of regret, because all of a sudden I just disappeared from the country and my friends had no idea. And honestly, if I was a friend like that, I'd be like, dude, why didn't you tell me? Like, so yeah, honestly, that's one thing I regret doing. I should have listened, but I listened to my parents for them saying, don't tell anybody, we're going to America and whatnot. Well, except our family members knew. So finally decided to go to America. We had to sell every single thing, and most of the things that we didn't sell, we gave it out to family members, family friends, Royals. Guess what? I came to America with literally one shoe. One shoe, and the clothes I was wearing airport, and I had a luggage, but half of the clothes in there were mine, the other half were like my parents' more expensive items that I needed to bring with them. And same for my siblings too. We all came with like one shoe except my parents, because they had more important things, clothes, shoes, and documents or whatever that they had to also bring. And I don't know, it's just like thinking about it, I came to this country with just one shoe, like what the heck. And that was because my parents, especially my mom, was like, don't worry, we'll buy everything when we get there, we'll buy everything when we get there. So I was super excited, but honestly it took a little longer before we actually bought things, clothes, when we got to America. So now for the journey, this happened 2013 August. I don't remember exactly the date, I think 20th, I'm not sure. So it's gonna be 9 years so far this year that we've been to America. So how did that happen? We took a flight. Honestly, I don't know how to even express myself by saying this, but when I came to America, a lot of people were asking me, how did you come to America? Because Africa doesn't have airplanes, we don't have cars, we don't have this like that, so how did you come? And sometimes I kind of say I swam through the sea. I was like swimming for 2 days straight. It's not true, of course, but you know, anyways, I gotta educate people sometimes. But I said that to say I did come, me and my family did come on an airplane. Just let me clarify that out. We came through Emirates, and honestly that was the very first time me and my siblings, I believe, were going to be on a plane and even travel out of the country. For me and my two sisters, we've never even traveled out of Lagos, which was where we're born in Nigeria. But my older siblings had traveled a little bit out of Lagos because they were slightly older, they have their own lives, and they went to school outside of Lagos and blah blah blah. But for the rest of us, we had never traveled out of the country before, except my parents. That my parents were missionaries and they would travel here and there to whatever country. But my parents were like, we're gonna make this the best experience for you all. We're like, yay, yay, yay. And we went through Emirates. It was such a beautiful experience. And it took about 2 days. It took a whole freaking 2 days to come to America. I was not expecting that to take that long. The very first flight was, I don't even remember, it was way too long for me. It was over like 10 hours flight. And then we stopped at Dubai. And I would like to say I have been to Dubai before. I would like to say I have been to Dubai before, only because we stopped at Dubai and we had a layover for like, I don't know, a few hours at Dubai. We of course couldn't get out of the airport and step actually into Dubai like that, because that was not our destination. We were going to America, not Dubai. So anyways, I can happily say I have been to Dubai, although I never stepped out of the airport. And then we stayed there for a couple more hours. Then we had another flight. I believe we had like 3 flights. We had another flight and we went all the way to Texas. And we stayed in Texas for a couple days, like 4 or 5 days, just to explore the place and, you know, chill. And it was so hot. I remember being in America for the first time. I was like, oh my god, it is so hot, what the heck? And here I was thinking Africa was hot, but Africa's hotness is so different from America's hotness for some reason, I don't know. But yeah, it was so hot. I remember we took pictures and just posed outside of the hotel, like, oh my god, we're in America. We're in America. Anyways, and then we stayed in the hotel for a couple days. I remember the hotel had a piano and I would play with the piano. It was so quiet, and that was the very first time I saw way too many white people. I have seen white people before when I was in Nigeria, but like that was the very first time like everybody around was just white. And I felt like, oh my god, I'm really in America right now because there's no black person. Anyways, after a couple days, we got on a plane again and went to LA, which was where we stayed for a year. And we stayed in one of our uncle's house for a little while before we got an apartment, and then moved all of our stuff there, and then we started our life in America like that. And then I went to high school, Carson High School in LA for a year, and honestly I feel like that was that made my expectations very low for schools in America, because it was a predominantly black school. You can literally count how many white people were there, and I feel like that was not a good way for me to be introduced to schools in America. I'll tell you why in a second. So anyways, the school was very awesome, and it felt so ghetto, but not like ghetto in a bad way, but in a positive way. Like there's a lot of black people, and you know, when black people come together, there's this kind of energy they have, not in a negative way though. There's this awesome energy they have. So I felt accepted. I felt like I was at home. I felt nice. I had friends. We did things. Finish. We had to move to Fresno now. At this point, we had to move to Fresno because my dad's a pastor, and there was a church that he needed to take over in Fresno. So we all packed our bags again and moved to Fresno, and that's where I went to high school there again. And that's where I was slapped in the face with my experience there, because the high school I went to was a predominantly white school. And that was the first time I felt so out of place. I felt so, I don't know, because I can literally count how many black students are in that school. And in a lot of my classes, I was the only black person in the class. Like for like a good year. I was in that school for 2 years, for 11th and 12th grade. I was the only black person in like for a whole good year in all of my classes, all of my 14 classes. And then the second year I had one other black girl in 1 or 2 of my classes, and then the rest I was still the only black girl. And why I also say I was kind of slapped in the face going to that school was because I did not expect the kind of reaction I got when people found out that me and my 2 sisters were from Africa. They would round us like we were some kind of, I don't know, animal in a zoo or something, and always ask stupid questions like, do you guys have elephants? Do you guys have phones? Do you guys have shoes? How did you guys come to America? And at first I was like, this is interesting, let me answer them correctly. It got to a point where I just got fed up. I was like, what the heck? Educate yourself. Africa is not safari, okay? And that's when I realized how the media plays Africa as saying Africa is a jungle where nobody wears clothes and they're all barefoot. They have no shoes, they have no clothes, they need to donate money and this, that. There's starving children. Like, honey, there's starving children everywhere in the country, okay? Everywhere in the country there's the nice looking houses, and then there's the poor looking houses everywhere in the whole country. So it's just like that in Africa. There are nice houses, there are regular houses, and there are poor houses. Just because you see a child that's barefoot without a shirt and playing in mud doesn't mean they're homeless or poor or anything. It's just that they're being a child playing with mud outside of their house, you know? It's just, I don't know. So at that point I realized I need to educate some people, and I did try my best to educate people, but it got to a point where I was just tired of educating people, and I just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I slept with elephants every single day. Yeah, I rode on lions to go and get lunch. Whatever. Yes, it's true. Whatever. Leave me alone. Also, whenever I had this one teacher in my high school in Fresno, where whenever he talked about, he was German, whenever he talked about racism and slavery and things like that, for some reason, this man will come up to me in the class. I usually sit at the end of the classroom, and he comes up to me at the end and start talking about how they were killing blacks and doing this while staring at me, and then every other white people in the freaking classroom have to turn their face to me, and then I feel like I'm being, I don't know, I felt so strange. I felt like, what the heck, why are you like staring right in my face talking about black people getting killed because they said hi to a white person? Like, I don't know. So that was where I realized there is racism in this this country. You know, I've heard about racism, but I never felt it at all. And when I came to America for the first year, I didn't feel it too, because I was around a lot of African Americans as well too. But until I moved to Fresno, that's when I was like, huh, I see what they talk about racism now. I see it. Okay, so every now and then I did have a little bit of student who will be racist for absolutely no reason. And that's why I said I was like slapped in the face when I moved to Fresno. I went to school in Fresno. But yeah, honestly, other than that, the school was a great school. Also there was no black teacher in that school. No, not one single freaking black teacher in the school. And there were 2 black staffs though. One was a counselor, which I feel like all the black students were pushed to her. And the second one was I don't know what exactly her job was, but she was like the leader of the African American club. And I joined the African American club because I felt like I didn't know anybody else, any other African American, because I was so surrounded with white people. I don't have anything against white people though. Let me just say that. So yeah, that was my experience. And slowly after that, first of all, when I came to America, I was 15 years old, and they were like, we can't like put you in 12th grade because you're too young. And usually in Nigeria at that age, you're done with school at that point. So they're like, nah, for your age, we're gonna put you in the age bracket for your group. So since I was 15, they put me in 10th grade, me and my 2 sisters in 10th grade, and we had to start high school pretty much all over again in America, compared to when we were in Nigeria. Then we graduated high school. Oh, I forgot to tell you this one. So in Carson High School, the very first high school I went to in LA, a lot of people, when they also found out that me and my 2 sisters were from Africa. I don't know why I say that like that, but I'm trying to emphasize Africa, not, yeah, anyways. So they thought like we didn't know anything just because we had accents or we said things differently, like we didn't know anything. And the very first year, me and my 2 sisters got a lot of awards, and honestly I was not even expecting that in the first place, but we got so many awards that people at that point, we low-key became popular because those African kids that came literally months ago are getting awards. And like I got one for like best in English and whatnot, and then my 2 sisters got like one best in science or math or whatever. We got a couple of awards just in one day, and that's when they realized that, oh wait, they're actually not stupid people. They actually know what they're doing. That was my experience when coming to America. Also in school, let me just say this, we Africans, Nigerians, we talk in the same way the British talk. So like the British call a trash can garbage can, and we also call it like garbage can. We call your biscuits, we call that bread, and we call an actual biscuit, but Americans call that cookies. You see what I'm doing? We call your parentheses brackets, while Americans call our brackets parentheses. You see what I'm saying? So honestly, it did kind of like throw me off a little for the first like 2 years when I was in America. I had to relearn a lot of words the way Americans say it, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, you guys also call bangs. We call them fringe. And I remember one time in high school, I told this one girl, oh, I like your fringe, because she just had bangs. I was like, oh, I like your fringe. She was like, huh? I was like, I like your fringe. She looked at me, I was like, huh? And then I had to like wait there, and I felt like my head was scrambling to look for another word to say. I was like, oh, I like your bangs. She was like, oh, my bangs. Oh, okay, thank you. You know, I had to relearn things like that, especially in English. I had to relearn how to write, because I don't know, we write in this slightly different way than Americans write. Alright? Also with math too, I remember a lot of times where I would solve a question on the board in front of the class, and everybody's like, you're doing it wrong, but I know I'm doing it right, and then at the end I do get the answer correctly. They're like, she got the answer correctly but she solved it wrong. And God bless this teacher, he was also an African American, not from Africa though, just an African American man. He got the gist of, okay, they're from a different country, they solve things slightly differently, and after class he kind of asked me why I did that way, how I did it that way, and he realized what I did was also correct too. And I thought I told him that's how we also solve it in Nigeria. So I can't really remember every single scenario of how, I don't know, I was low-key cultural shock. Yeah, anyways, there was a huge cultural shock that I from my perspective, I received. Also, by the way, when me and my family were coming to America, a lot of my aunties and uncles, they also came to the airport to stand there and wave to us, goodbye, 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 see you, see you, see you, see you. And we have never been back to America, tragically. I would really love to go and just visit America, but we've not been able to go back to Nigeria. We've not been able to go back to Nigeria just yet. Although since then, a lot of my family members have come to America to either visit or also live here and whatnot. And honestly, I'm just grateful. I'm trying to think of something else, another experience, but I think that is it. Also, little story about me, quickly. After high school in Fresno, I went to community college in Fresno, graduated, got my associate's degree, and then I moved to Sacramento all by myself for school, and also just to live here and start my own life outside of my family, who I love so very much, but I just want to be outside of Fresno. And that's where I am at right now, in Sacramento, living in Sacramento. And I am so grateful for how everything has worked out, although there has been a lot of hurdles, a lot of tears, a lot of pain throughout this 9 years so far. But I'm just so grateful to God and grateful for my family and everybody else around me that has helped in every single way that they can, and it's also helped my family in every single way that they can too. And it's just nice that now I don't know, I'm right here now, and I have an apartment now. It's like what the heck? Anyways, I am just so excited for what the future holds for me and my family, but me. So yeah, I'm just super excited for what the future holds for me. I'm going to school to become a child life specialist, but ever since I got my job, it is ABA therapy. I am technically a behavioral technician. I'm also trying to get my license to become a licensed behavioral technician. Woohoo! Ever since I got this job, I've decided, you know what, this is what I want to do more of, and I'm seeing myself becoming more of a board certified behavioral analyst. Yeah, that is what I'm thinking of doing right now with my life, to become a board certified behavioral analyst. And let's see, hopefully that also works out so well. And I'm just grateful for everything. I'm also very much grateful for Royals for making my life. Honestly, you all have no idea how excited I get when I try to make videos, and how excited I get when Royals request a video from me. Oh my god, I get super excited. I'm so grateful for you all too for even watching my videos. I have a really small channel, and I don't stress too much about who's watching it, but even if it's just one person, I'm just grateful. And that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Honestly, I hope I really make this video a little more interesting while I'm editing it. I hope so. Because I can't think of anything else. Thank you. And if you have any questions or any video ideas you would like for me to do not hesitate to let me know, because I'm gonna do it 99.9% of the time. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturday. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.